Have you ever wished you could have been there? Walking with Jesus, hearing his voice, watching him heal the sick, calm the storm, and teach with authority? Many people wonder, wouldn't faith be easier if Jesus was still physically standing right here with us? But before Jesus went to the cross, he told his disciples something surprising. He said it was actually better that he go away. Why? Because he was going to send the Holy Spirit. Jesus promised his followers that they would not be left alone. In John chapter 14, he told them that the Father would send another helper, the Spirit of truth, who would be with them forever. Not just near them, within them. This promise didn't come out of nowhere. Hundreds of years earlier, the Old Testament prophets looked forward to a day when God would pour out his Spirit on his people. The prophet Joel declared that God's Spirit would be poured out on all people, not just kings, not just prophets, not just a select few, all who belong to him. Then, after Jesus' death and resurrection, he told his disciples to wait in Jerusalem until they received power from on high. Imagine what that must have felt like. The disciples had just seen Jesus defeat death. They watched him ascend into heaven. They had been given a mission to take the gospel to the entire world. But first, they had to wait, because God's mission requires God's power. Then came Pentecost. Acts chapter 2 describes a moment that changed history. The disciples were gathered together when suddenly there was a sound like a mighty rushing wind. What appeared like tongues of fire rested on them, and they were filled with the Holy Spirit. The same disciples who had once hidden in fear began boldly proclaiming Jesus. People from many nations heard the good news in their own languages. It was a powerful reversal of the Tower of Babel. Where humanity had once been divided, God was now bringing people together through the gospel. Peter stood before the crowd and explained what was happening. The promise had been fulfilled. Jesus, the risen and exalted King, had sent the Holy Spirit. And Pentecost wasn't just a dramatic event in ancient history. It was the beginning of a new era. Through the Holy Spirit, God now dwells within his people. The Spirit teaches us, guides us into truth, transforms our hearts, and empowers us to live as witnesses for Christ. The Christian life was never meant to be lived on human strength alone. The disciples didn't change the world because they were the most powerful, educated, or influential people. They changed the world because they were filled with the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of God. And that same truth applies today. Jesus has not abandoned us. He has not left us powerless. He has given us his Spirit. The Spirit gives courage when we're afraid, truth when the world is confused, strength when we feel weak, and hope when everything around us seems uncertain. The message of Pentecost is this: God is not distant. Through Jesus Christ, the barrier of sin has been broken. Through the Holy Spirit, God's presence is with us and within us. So we don't follow Jesus alone. We walk by his Spirit. We proclaim his truth, and we carry the hope of the gospel into the world until the day our risen King returns. For more of the biblical history related to this topic, please visit the link in the description, and don't forget to like and subscribe.